chair, we'll go over wrist, just because, you know, it's a great place to start. So, let's say we want to increase flexion or extension. Either one, right? Let's say we're going to increase flexion. So, again, we got to think of three things. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Anatomy. Well, what's the motion? Flexion. And then we identify which segment is moving. Is it going to be the carpals or the radius when we go into flexion or extension? You need those wrist movements. Carpals, right? And are the carpals convex or concave?
Concave? Are the two of, they're like switched, the hip, knee, and shoulder are different than the rest of them. So is it convex?
It's convex.
Convex. I know that they're different than the other ones.
Okay. So carpals are convex. So that right there tells us, can help us out with, it doesn't matter if we're doing flexion or extension or radial ulnar deviation, because the carpals are going to be, in any of those motions, convex, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to mobilize the moving segment, so those carpals. So if we want to increase flexion, do I want to do a dorsal glide or a palmar glide?
Palmar glide. Isn't convex the opposite?
Convex move, the joint surface
Oh,
moves in the
up.
opposite direction
So
of the
then
distal segment.
This
Okay.
way.
So we're going to do a
Dorsal.
dorsal glide. So we come in, this is the one where all the wrist and the ankle, we're going to essentially do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where our middle fingers and our thumbs are smashed together. So I got these, my proximal hand is going to be directly over the styloid processes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other is going to come essentially right over those carpals. I smash my pointer fingers down in there to get my distraction, and then I do an anterior mode. I'm doing this, I'm not doing this, right? Or not an anterior mode, but dorsal mode, right? And then to do a palmar mobilization, I just push down, and that's going to help with extension, right?
Could you flip the hand over to do flexion?
If they're able to get into that much supination.
Just so that you're not trying to pull up.
Yeah, again, if they can, it can be a tough, I mean, he's got to move his elbow, and if I'm going to be sitting there for a while, that might be a tough position for him to be in. If I could also do it like this, where I'll come down here, and then I come in, and then I just pull towards me and do like scapular retraction to do that dorsal or palmar mobilization.
Okay.
Right? For radial and ulnar deviation, if I want to increase, say, ulnar deviation, again, knowing that this is the convex portion, do I want to do a radial glide or a ulnar glide? For ulnar deviation.
Radial.
So we're going to do
It's
radial.
opposite.
Yep. So now I put them in neutral here. Come in, do the same hand hold, drop there, get my distraction, and I pull radial to increase ulnar deviation, or I do an ulnar glide to increase radial deviation.
Perfect.
Okay. Elbow's an easy one because of the makeup. There's not really much we can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the one where it doesn't matter if we're trying to increase flexion or extension, we're just going to cause some distraction. We're not really doing a true mobilization or a glide in one direction or the other. So this is the one where just come in and we interlace our hands, and with my pinkies, I push into the elbow pit, and then my thumbs are on the back side of the forearm to kind of do this counter pressure here. I'll come in there like that, and there it is. So if I did a really over accentuate the motion, then that's essentially what it's going to cause, but I want smaller motion just to get that distraction. So I essentially just push his elbow down into that electron into the front. Okay. Shoulder. That's how you lie down.
That's
one for
That is
supination
frozen-ish. What's that?
Will we do the one?
Oh, yes, totally forgot about that. Supination pronation. So